Welcome, welcome, everyone. Good evening. Hope you guys are ready. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, and take her away, DM. The floor is
Hello.
yours.
Okay. Give me a sec to boot up my brain again.
Evening, everyone.
Evening, everyone. Apologies in advance. I'm very tired. So last time, the party took a long rest to recuperate after dealing with the Pyreheart Scarecrow at Pine Hill Nursery. After some wholesome interactions and some haunting flashbacks, the party was able to get themselves ready for their investigation into the cemetery. On their trek to the cemetery, our resident bird buddy saw a glimpse of a familiar spirit watching over the party who asked if she's made friends with the group. As they were snooping through the cemetery grounds, the groundskeeper became alerted to their presence and began to investigate. And in the midst of this tense moment, combat erupted as a seemingly vengeful spirit raised the limbs from the nearby grave to assault the party. In the midst of the fight, it was concluded that the groundskeeper was under the influence of the spirit and was rendered unconscious before focus was redirected back to the spirit known as a soloist. With the party focusing on the soloist, it let out a last desperate attempt to subdue our heroes, rendering half the party unconscious in a deep slumber. With blessings of unknown forces converging on our group, Liz let out a violent blast of fire as a streak of white feathers converged on it. And as the feather flames died down, the soloist was replaced with the spirit of a human woman weeping regrettably, with a visage standing over her. The visage seemed calm, almost curious as it looked over the group, and adorned with a white skirt tied at the waist, hiding bird-like legs, pristine white feathers cascading off of her human arms. The masked face of the white Harpy, a daughter of death, met the party's gaze.
Alright, who's alive? Sound off.
Liz is kind of still standing there. She's still breathing hard. She's doesn't seem out of a fight stance yet.
Ruby's gonna get up from being. Do I see Delvin actively on the ground? Right?
With where you're standing, where's your token? There it is. You would see Delvin kind of like plopped on the ground, slightly slumped over, unconscious, leaning against the tree next to Sticks.
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting the rope dart from around his throat, and he's wearing armor, correct?
No, he's got some leather bracers and some padded leather, greaves, up to the knee.
His
but
torso.
Nothing heavy. Nothing on the torso. No.
So, he's just barrel chested, or what's he wearing, on his torso?
Simplistic tunic, a light jacket because of the late spring night.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab him by the collar of his clothing and just drag him away from the tree towards the midst of the party.
I'll once he's close enough, I just kind of want to smack my hand, I'll smack my hand over and just kind of mumble something. I damn you what I'm doing, John, and then I'm gonna do it to myself.
Sweetie, can you move Delvin's token in the middle of us four?
Yep. 1 second.
Please and thank you.
Do you have a flavor to that, or do you want me to
Hang on. Un momento, por favor. No, I do not have flavor, so go ahead.
Okay. Uh, so as you're dragging Delvin over, you can see very, very faintly under their breath. Yeah. Hi. Sorry about that. You see Ruby clutching their chest, and as you kind of bring Delvin over, she kneels down. The faint Icarus green glow that emanates from her left hand travels through the arm, across the shoulders, and down to her right hand. And as she puts her hand to Delvin's face, it looks like he gets punched in the face. You don't see a fist. There's just as his head whiplashes slightly. And he's just,
You did healing damage?
what happened?
You got knocked the fuck out.
You'll be fine. Walk it off. And Ruby just doesn't look great herself.
So, like, for those that may have some inkling of what I'm talking about, like, okay, so to coil the rope dart, it's like, she's holding the dart, and she's coiling it, like, down around the elbow, the back up to the hand, down, up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the midst of chit-chat.
Well, like, yeah, like
like you're coiling an extension cord.
Yeah. Bird buddy, where are you?
She's on her way.
Yeah. Cupid, you were saying something?
Iris, the first thing she does as she realized that she's awake now, she immediately starts checking her body, like patting herself down, counting her fingers, even pulls up her pants sleeve and shows her barefoot, and there's like 2 toes that are half missing, and she's just checking, make sure nothing's cut or anything. Okay.
Yep. Give me
Did we win?
Go ahead and give me a medicine or investigation.
Alright.
So, in response to the whole, like, did we win? I'm just gonna glance over towards Liz. And then to the mysterious being that decided, we're gonna save their life for whatever reason. We could have taken him.
That's a 16, by the way.
16? Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing too out of the ordinary, missing toes, whatever. Cool. Fur, your fur isn't bristled, so you're already naturally like calmer. No extra wounds from when you were rendered into a sleeping state. But ever so slightly, there's that familiar, eerie wriggling sensation in your head.
Okay. Definitely awake. I think she gets up.
Will decides to walk forward. He puts a short bow away and is just looking at the harpy.
Okay. For those that want to, go ahead and make me either a religion or arcana check.
What am I better?
What am I better at? What we're all asking ourselves. Where is my...
While they do that, can I just run up and hug her?
We're buddy!
You were just
There
doing
she
before
is. We summoned you an hour ago.
Look, sometimes summoning circles are weird.
So as you guys are rolling that, you will. There is that look of familiarity with you, Bird Buddy, as you kind of doing your little running hop. But as you get closer and realizing your intent, you notice that the taloned bird foot that is still clutching some dark, wriggling black mass that almost looks like ectoplasm. He pucks it back away from you and sticks a hand out. But if everyone, if you want to add a religion or arcana to go with your party, go for it.
Sure.
16.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
God damn,
There
people.
we go.
Fuck.
So,
I
oh well, they're trying to identify who this being is. I'm just gonna. I don't know how crusty these corpses are, whether or not they squish or crunch, but I'm stepping on this one's body to get over it.
Ew.
And just
Wait,
kind of
which one?
the one that I just stepped over.
Orange.
Yeah, orange
Orange
hair.
one.
Orange is skewered with green.
That doesn't tell me the consistency of its flesh or, what used to be flesh, whether it's crunchy or what have you. Point is, I stepped on the body as a stepping stool. No respect.
Fair enough.
And just,
that smells.
and just kind of patting Liz on the back, like, hey, enemy of my enemy.
The pat on the back gets a actually pretty sharp growl before she like kind of whirls at you for a moment and stops.
So yeah, I see 13 religion, 15 religion, 16 religion. Will, you said you got a dirty 20?
Dirty 20 for Arcana.
30, 20 for arcana. Okay.
I think
Uh,
Got a net 20?
natural 20.
Bird buddy, you nat 20. What did you do? And what was the total?
It would be a total of natural 20 plus 6.
26 for arcana or religion?
For religion.
Religion. Okay. So as you start like running and hopping up, you notice that they tuck the foot back, still clutching it, and you all hear what sounds like a multitude of hisses and wailing spiritual cries get cut out in a brief moment as there's a slight tension into her foot, and she brings it back down, and that ball of ectoplasm is gone. Will, with that arcana check, it brings back some memories. Not clear, it just reminds you of Oakhart, the screams of the people of your town, even if those weren't directly them. Collectively, for those religion checks, this is very distinctly the white harpy of the silent matriarch. And Birdbuddy, you would know that they have a very aggressive stance towards undead and spiritual manipulation and the sort. And they're very hard, they are very hard pressed against it. And it's as you get closer, the soloist, the human woman, kind of drifts out of the way, allowing you closer, Birdbuddy. And as you get closer, you can feel your book almost trying to free itself from the straps that you have it affixed to your body with.
Being stopped the way they were, they're going to give them a little bit of look. I'm figuring they saw what happened, so they're just going to kind of nod and understanding, and kind of, and also simultaneously feeling the book. They're going to just kind of glance over between the two, and then just immediately pull it out, no questions. And then then open it, unless it opens itself, of course.
And as you pull, almost as soon as you undo the strap, the book jumps to life, shoots over to the open hand of the Harpy. The spine nestles in her palm and opens up to the very middle. And all of you watch as blood begins to coalesce into deep dark red runes. None that any of you are particularly familiar with at first glance. And then it shifts into common. And it says, I can't speak because my voice is the last you're meant to hear. You may have 5.
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, you cut out a bit. Sorry.
If I may,
Um,
I can help. I
yeah.
heard it all of it.
Okay.
So basically, the Harpy cannot speak because their voice is the last you're meant to hear. You have 5. I'm assuming questions.
Yeah. You guys want to roll an insight check to get further? Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I've got no insight check. I'm just like holding eye to eye with Angie Liz. Predator to predator.
Like, hey, chill the fuck out, dude. Yeah.
Well,
Guys,
Will
I
he
just rolled my first. Go ahead. Sorry.
Will
Oh, God.
turns around, just having heard those screams. It got to him. He turned around, his hands clutching onto the handle of his dagger, like his thumbs pressing on the pommel, and he's just like trying to rein it back in.
All right. Let me know those insights for those that roll them.
18.
I gotta pull my
18.
sheet again. Sorry. 18.
Mhm.
Or no, mine was 18 plus insight. 18, 19, 20, 24.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have literally rolled my first nat 20 of my D&D career.
Hell yeah! Well done.
Yeah.
For a total of 24.
So me and you got 24.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Iris. Well done.
Yeah.
You got a
I
job.
I felt the need to announce that, but I wanted to let everyone else.
It feels good, huh? Feels good, huh?
Yes.
Ladies and gents, we have now graced our newbie with a natural 20. Hell yeah.
An insight nat 20 to a supposedly goddess. So
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Please proceed.
all right.
We got some other numbers. Will, what was your insight?
I'm going.
I wasn't rolling. Will's currently trying to grip his bearings.
Gotcha. So you're just
So
Trying
that's
to-
what we're calling him now.
Excuse me?
Liz
Huh?
just takes a moment, finally, like, breaks the gaze with 6.
Gather his bearings. I forgot what the saying went, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean. But yeah, just to Liz, I'm just gonna be like, hey, come on, let's take a walk. I'll let the magic folk deal with this.
She raises a hand. I want to insight Delvin and see if he's actually unaware of what's going on or if he has an idea.
All right. First, let's get the insights on the Harpy. Let me know what your insight is
Yeah.
for Delvin.
I will.
So we got 18 for Ruby, natural 24 for Iris. Bird Buddy Will.
Not natural 24, but a total 24.
Okay. Will, did you say you were just kind of focused, so you're not inciting directly, or?
Well, I mean, given those screams.
Okay. All right, so you want to go forego it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, with those insights, it's very clear Yeah, that's that. Oof, sorry, Liz. It's very clear that the White Harpy has no ill intention. It's definitely she's gracing you guys with essentially a speak with the dead. Further, further, further enforcing that she is who she says she is, because she does have a spiritual, ethereal physique to her.
And can Rubes walk up?
You can certainly try.
My legs are functional, thank you.
For now.
You haven't flirted with me yet, bitch. Anyway, yeah, Rube wants to approach.
Okay, how close do you get?
Probably just like 2 feet behind Bird Buddy, like within arm's reach of Bird Buddy.
All right. Yeah, Bird Buddy, go ahead and move yourself on the token so we know a reference point.
I'm assuming that you said I could get right here, correct?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Ruby, you'll get roughly right there.
Kind of like off to the side.
Uh,
Should I be here? Do I want to be there?
Up to you.
I'll be there. It's fine. I don't think her god's gonna try and hurt me.
It's as you're thinking that, where Bird Buddy, meanwhile, is, very energetic, very excited, squawking and bouncing in place. It's as you get to that point that the Harpy's eyes fixate on you, Ruby, and a deep chill goes down your spine.
Alrighty then. I'm just gonna back
Just
up
barely
here.
remembered. Almost forgot to move my
Swoop.
token.
Yeah. So as you get that deep chill, you kind of take a step back, and that deep chill, you feel a shiver in your bosom as your sugar daddy didn't like being that close. And you just kind of take a step back. You're like, this is better. And the stern expression fades into that familiar, warm gaze as it focuses back on you, Bird Buddy. But she's giving you a chance to ask 5 questions.
Oh no.
Of yes, I think it's yes or no, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is that commune? I can't remember.
I think that's commune.
You're doing Speak with the Dead.
Intelligence, of
Right.
course, allowing it to answer the questions. Yeah, so it's Speak with Dead.
Pulling it up right now.
I think it's just
no.
5, and they can answer within the best of their ability.
I did not prepare for this.
Okay. You can ask the corpse up to 5 questions.
Okay. So Bird Buddy's gonna look at the soloist next to them, and then back at the Harpy, and then just kind of not ask a question, and just and then back at the party. They're very confused as to what they want to ask, but they remember. They remember at that point the image of a certain dragonborn popping up in their book. They also remember that dwarven person popping up in their book. And they're it's so tempting to ask everybody about everybody. Everybody's gonna put up their finger, or whatever they have that's a finger, feather finger, clawed finger, and just be like, one moment in bird sign. And then turn around
Come on.
and go down and go
Sorry,
to
folks.
Ruby first. And then is the writing still the Harpy still has the book, correct?
Yeah. The Harpy still has the book. It's something that clearly everyone can read, so everyone knows her intention. So it's a matter of you figuring out which questions you or the party wants to ask.
Okay. Bird Buddy is going to take Ruby's hand and then drag her back to the rest of the party, and then just kind of like motion for a huddle for those interested.
Oh,
Oh, my heart. My heart.
Hold on. Yeah, can I roll a bit to see if Will's calmed down at this point?
go ahead and give me a straight composure, D20, nothing else.
You want one
5.
for Liz too?
Yep, both of you.
I got a 5.
I got a 4.
Oh yeah.
Both of you are.
Yeah, both of you are still unfortunately a little shaken up. You're familiar enough with Bird Buddy where you can gather what they're trying to do, but you probably don't want to face the Harpy directly.
Well, I mean, Jay's pissed. He's probably having a traumatic episode.
Iris
So-
is going to walk around Delvin and put as he did for her earlier, put a hand on his shoulder and just not now. Calm.
He flinched for a second, but immediately remembered, think. Calm down and think.
Are you trying to give Will advantage on that check, Iris?
Sure, I guess.
Go ahead
I'll
and-
do the help. Yeah.
Yep, go ahead and re-roll, Will.
Okay. Oh, that's a little better. Kyle is 16.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just enough. You're able to center yourself. You get that slight flinch, and then you recognize Iris's hand on your shoulder. You can take a deep breath. All the images of all those runes that you had scrawled onto the papers and the lines connecting them, and think, calm down, over and over and over again. Relax. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. And you are able to help with Bird Buddy's mission now.
He says Bird Buddy and is like, what's up?
Bird Buddy.
Not what's up. It's like, do you have something you want to tell us?
Bird Buddy raises their feathered hand thing and then says, they like wiggle their little fingers. I don't know canonically what they have at the moment, but they wiggle their 5 fingers and say
Question.
and then points at the Harpy.
Ask her 5 questions.
And then they nod.
I see. Well,
and they just start like jumping up and down, like jittery. They're very, very excited, very, very happy.
are they your? Is she your patron?
Everybody just kind of cocks their head a little bit and is like confused.
Given that the figure has appeared here, and that figure is very known for a certain religion based in Torshavn, yeah, we're gonna go with that. Currently, a very accurate guess.
Actually do exist, huh?
They do. So do we want to ask about the heart by chance?
I am actually curious as to who that heart belongs to.
I might have an inkling. Maybe.
That should at least be one.
And then Delvin,
No.
do we want him to ask a question?
No.
No?
Bird
Okay.
Buddy just goes, no. Fluffs
Just
up
a big-
angrily.
Big X with the feathers, just
Pardon my acquaintances, Mr. Watson.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He was talking to the groundskeeper.
He said, "Pardon my acquaintances, Mr. Watson."
Mm-hmm. He's he's glanced over and sees what's going on. He's kind of beside himself. As he
He's a little checked out.
gets to his feet and noticeably turns away from the harpy and the soloist. He almost refuses to turn back around, and you notice that weird limp he had is gone.
Interesting.
Can Bird Buddy look into that?
Medicine or Arcana?
I'm not the best at Arcana, so we'll do medicine.
Is there alright if I roll 2?
Yeah, if you want to roll, or if you want to give Bird Buddy advantage, go for it.
Or you could roll the opposite of what I got.
Oh, 23 for Arcana.
And
Damn.
I got a 20.
I'm gonna write down what questions we want to ask, by the way. So,
Who does the heart belong
Del-
to? As one.
If Delvin looks over at Liz, can I roll intimidation on her?
Well, hold on. What was your check, Bird Buddy?
25.
25. Both you and Will are able to tell that the limp was a side effect of him being conscious while puppeted. So he was actively trying to fight the enchantment. And now that the enchantment's been lifted, the limp is gone. So it's nothing like a permanent musculature issue.
okay.
Should we ask who the lady, the soloist is?
Yes, that was gonna be my next suggestion. Good.
Okay, that's 2. We could ask 3 more if we want. Or think of 3 more.
I know
Maybe
you
can't
you
talk.
might have some questions, Will. I doubt you have many chances to ask someone of that caliber things.
I have so many questions. Some I might to find out sooner by myself. But you're right. Asking at least one of them would be beneficial. But it would be selfish. Selfish.
I think Bird Buddy is going to, at this point, put an hand on will, and then look at everybody again and say, raise the one finger and repeat the word question, and then pointing at each person, repeating that phrase.
We could each ask a question.
And then they nod.
Okay.
I've made it
Wow.
very clear what my question would be. I think I'm going to respectfully refrain from getting any closer. Thank you, though.
Probably very smart.
Alright, can I see if the fire breathing dragon can chill out again?
Yeah, go for it.
You're back at the party.
Okay, both dice are saying no. That's a 2.
Well, at least you didn't get a nat 1.
I can probably pick up the fact that she's very emotional right now, right?
Yeah.
Iris is gonna go up behind her, gently put her hand on her, and cast Calm Emotions.
Oh, okay. Liz, you can choose
What's
to
the
fail.
save? What's the save?
I think it's wisdom. Iris?
Hold on. Let me drop the spell into
Roll 20, yeah. Charisma save.
Okay. She's bad at those, so
I'm back.
Welcome back.
17 on the die.
Oh yeah, you save.
Hey. Fighting's
Don't
over.
try to manipulate me.
Oh.
Is that to the party or to the god?
That's Iris.
Iris tried to cast Calm Emotions, and unfortunately Liz saved.
I can give Liz another reroll on her con save, though. It might be a bit late now.
It's okay.
Bird Buddy's gonna. I'm assuming they're, with the way they're circled, they're gonna help Iris, but in a different means. So go ahead, Iris, continue.
She pulled her hand back and, I'm sorry, just was trying to help.
Liz is actively holding back from saying some very harsh things.
Mm-hmm.
Bird Buddy is gonna be brave. Walk up to a very angry Drago and say, "No, prisoner."
Ooh.
What are we doing? Oh God.
Or not prisoner.
Roll.
Oh boy.
I would say, given how it could also be interpreted, if you're saying not prisoner, I would say, go ahead, Liz, re-roll your composure at advantage.
Okay.
But go ahead and give,
If
but
you
also go ahead and give me a wisdom save for something later.
Okay. Great. So roll composure again. That's a 5. Jesus Christ.
At advantage.
No, luck.
At advantage. Okay. 17.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
No luck.
Okay.
And I'll message you my wisdom save.
All right. Yeah, as you see this very chipper bird buddy, you kind of get reminded of that brief curiosity of the world that you had, and seeing them almost personify that in that brief moment. You kind of say to yourself, take a deep breath, and you are now calm.
Okay. Give me a moment. I'm getting my wisdom save.
Yep. Bird Buddy out here playing with fire in more ways than one.
Oh my word!
Well, I mean, Liz is out of breath weapons.
She is out of breath weapons, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Last thing we need is
We're not
fire
out of-
roasted Kenku.
Oh my word.
And maybe out of breath weapon, but not out of fist.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no,
it
like,
is almost
it's-
Thanksgiving.
Like it wouldn't get that far. Six is hard focused on Liz right now. That like if there was a breath weapon coming, Liz would get some heartburn.
There is a rope dart. Cinch.
Yeah, I just hold her mouth shut. Like you're gonna swallow that.
Okay.
Oh,
Now I'm just
Oh,
picturing
man.
Six muzzling Liz with the J-rigged rope dart, and I can't get the image out of my head.
No, I don't want to waste money on a rope. Yeah. Your anger isn't even worth a few coppers to me.
oh.
Back on
that's-
track. You're.
Okay,
I got that
I can
wisdom
be a
save. We'll
help-
cover that later. But you can
I
help
can
now.
be helpful this time.
So. Yes.
And but Bird Buddy repeats one the one gestured one question and then points at the harpy.
Are we asking the question to the harpy or the spirit?
Bird Buddy don't know. Bird Buddy just shrugs.
Just why? Why all of this?
And Bird Buddy motions to the two, the harpy and the soloist.
No, that's my question. Asking-
Are you like asking Bird Buddy or asking them?
No, that Liz is just saying that's what I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Is why all this? Why all this?
Why all of this?
Because remember, that would have technically been 2 questions, but considering this is the first time we're getting into it, I'm going to give you guys a pass. Because eventually, if this does come up
man.
again, I will pull an honor among thieves on you guys.
Did that count as a question? Yes.
All right, so how many questions are we up to? I think it's 4.
Ruby's got one. I think Liz now has asked one.
Will had one.
Will's working on one, yep.
Yeah.
I thought of one.
Okay, then Will's got one, and then depending on what the other two, if they would like to ask one.
Okay.
Bird Buddy is just going to forego.
So am I. I don't associate with gods.
Fair enough. Okay, so we have ask about the heart.
Which I think that's what Ruby was going to ask, or some semblance of that question.
The
then
other
we got
was Liz asking why all this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, it was to ask who the soloist is, right?
Whatever you want to ask, yeah.
Fourth.
Avia's also saying that Ruby's out. I don't know what she means by that, but I'm assuming she doesn't have a question. And she's saying so she'll let someone else ask about the hearts.
She was the one who came up with the question about the heart.
I know Will has a personal question.
Keep your personal shit out of it. Like this is like a
Yeah,
speak with
you're
them
right,
with
you're
a
right.
god.
I meant, by the way, on stream, sorry, I'm back. Ruby's not asking a question.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
I'm letting the dogs
Not
out.
one-
I apologize.
Yeah, not one that Ruby has dire personal need for. I'm guessing, right? It's just
Ruby suggested the question, who does the heart belong to? And then otherwise she's not gonna get close to that.
okay.
Skull says no, so she says no. Sorry.
Okay. So, asking about the heart. Probably ask who the soloist is. Probably even ask what's down there with the molten lava golem.
That's a fair question.
Not a question that I'm asking, but if Six were to actually give a shit about a god wanting us to ask questions, it'd simply be, why the fuck are you wasting my time?
And then, of course, Liz asking why all of this.
So
And
how
there's
many
a fifth
questions
one
is
still.
that up to?
4.
4.
Yeah.
So
Why all
okay.
this? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Why all of this?
So the intent of her question is actually why do all of this? But the draconic is draconicing.
Why do?
But
yeah.
she's going.
Go ahead. Go ahead and do the intention of the question, even if it's not something in character, would be very clear because
I just wrote it out like
obviously-
normal, and then I did like a little arrow and wrote "do" on the bottom of it.
Yeah, the draconic is draconicing. It's a why. It's
Mhm.
basically a, why are you doing all of this? But in draconic, it's just why do all this?
Actually, we'll then look at Bird Buddy and ask, do we have to use up all 5 questions? What if we don't have 5 questions to ask?
Everybody just gives a thumbs up.
Do you still have the heart?
And they nod, and they actually start ruffling through their bag.
We should ask what to do with the heart so this doesn't happen again.
Actually, funny you should say that because as you say that, they pull out the heart, start hopping back over to the harpy, and hand her the heart.
Never mind.
All right. Is that the 5? Is that the 5 agreed upon questions?
That's the
That's
4
the
agreed
4.
upon questions.
4 agreed upon questions. Okay.
And I'm gonna message you directly to say something. But in the
I will
meantime-
screenshot them and or I will take a picture of them and send them in chat. Apologies for the atrocious handwriting.
You're good.
Again,
You
I
gotta
don't know
do
why you don't type.
It
Fuck
cannot be as bad
typing.
as my attempts at writing on Ibis Paint.
Fuck the rules. I do what I want. If I want to write it, I'm gonna write it.
All right.
Ruh.
God damn. That spicy ramen is starting to get to me. Sorry, folks.
Fighting back, huh?
Yeah. But luckily, I got Tums. Not sponsored.
Yeah. One of the two of us does.
You have gummy Tums. I bought you gummies.
Yeah, I got Rolaids.
All right, so
Wait, nope, they are Tums. Scratch that.
yeah, fucker, don't try to discredit me.
So which of us should ask the questions?
I believe
Did they
everybody
say them
said
out loud?
each one of us.
Did your guys, you said these questions out loud, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Bird Buddy's going to ask them questions.
Okay.
Yeah, just mimic off the group.
Exactly.
Hey, Jean,
Mhm.
real quick. This red circle behind Harpy bitch. Right?
What circle?
The red circle behind the harpy.
Oh, you mean
Mark
the
that I put.
okay, all right. Right here?
The fairy
Yes.
ring.
That's just environment. It's
Okay.
I like as I was making the map, I decided, ooh, I think, this would be really cute. A little mushroom face circle.
And it just so happens that that's where the harpy pops up.
Yeah, that is purely by coincidence.
Mhm.
Got my
All right.
hopes up for nothing.
Yeah, I got my hopes up for nuttin' too, just not the same kind of nuttin'.
That's something between you and your boyfriend you need to discuss.
That comes
Or
later.
your girlfriend.
Anyway, back on track. Because I did not expect 5 questions to be an hour.
Takes so long.
Bird Buddy. So we're just going to go down the list here?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So as you mimics Ruby's voice, who does the heart belong to? You watch as blood that same viscous red blood coalesces as the first message disappears, and it simply says, well, I just had his name, and I lost it because I'm dumb. Neldor Cravire. I'm putting it in no mic, so
Rune taker happy.
Ruby can take it down. Yes.
Note taker happy.
Yep. Neldor Cravire.
A heart.
Interesting.
I think then next they're gonna ask. I think Will asked one. They're gonna save
yeah,
Liz's question for last, and then I'm trying to think of how to word everybody's
your question. Yep. Will, what was your question?
It's a personal one, and as he said, it would be selfish to just ask.
But didn't you come up with a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
A
Everybody's offering you to use it.
Y-R-E.
As you say, it's personal. The right foot that was squeezing that black ectoplasm twitches slightly before the harpy brings out their free hand and beckons you closer, Will.
Will was surprised, but slowly approaches.
And across the book in common it says ask.
He takes out a sheet of paper and he presents it to her. It says, "My lady, do you know what these runes belong to?" And it's just one of the sets that he couldn't recognize.
Okay. My brain is malfunctioning to sleep. 1 second. Yeah.
Oh.
4. Go ahead and roll me a d6. Reroll 6. Reroll if it lands on a 6.
2.
2. She leans closer, and the harpy leans closer, studies it for a moment, and as she stands back upright, you watch as I just want to make sure I'm thinking of the right one here, because brain, I don't want to. As you pull up the runes and show it, she stands back upright, and across the same page, after ask disappears, the word 3 words appear: muddled, deep speech.
Deep speech.
Thank you. And he looks at Bird Buddy and says, I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay, so that's 2 questions.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that was
two.
the second.
Did Iris did not ask a question, correct? Or did they specify?
I think Iris asked who the spirit is.
Okay, and they're
Was-
gonna ask.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Iris, were you asking who the spirit was?
Yes.
The this is actually kind of interesting. The harpy will actually drift over to stand here roughly for a moment and hold the book just above the spirit. And as the blood coalesces once again, you see Amara Watson, Amara.
Marra.
Amara.
AM.
And with a comma, it says the mother. And you watch as the blood trickles down off the page. A single drop begins to
Thank
glow
you.
gold, lands on the top, goes into the top of the spirit, and you watch as the spirit vanishes along with the word. Along with the words, rather.
Okay. Guess that answers the question of if we're talking to the harpy or the spirit.
And then Vale's going to ask Liz's question in Liz's angry voice.
She's not as angry anymore. She chilled out a little.
And as you ask in Liz's voice, why do all of this? The words begin to reappear in that same viscous red fluid. And it says, to prevent the world succumbing to the void.
That's ominous.
To avoid the world succumbing to the void.
The last one is asking what's in the cave with the stone golem, right?
What's in the cave?
Bird
in the
Buddy.
cave?
Hold on. But we got the heart, who the spirit was, Will's question, why do all of this? So yeah,
And
there's
Bird
one
Buddy
more
was-
question.
Bird Buddy
That's
was
perfect.
going to get the last question, unless they get interrupted. Bird Buddy is going to look at the book. They look at Liz. Back at the book. Then they look to 6.
What?
And they look back at the book. And then look at the harpy. Oh, I guess. Where does their story start?
For both of them? You're asking
No, not
them-
for them. For the kind of like, where do the rest of their stories start?
You mean specific? You're specifying 6 and Liz, right?
No, the rest of the party. They have an idea of where Liz's starts. They have an idea where pseudo for 6, but nothing's been said about the other 3 yet.
Gotcha. And this will be in the, because I can't remember who did what and which order it was. But you'll notice
Ruby,
in,
Iris, Liz, BB.
yep, Ruby, Will, Iris, Liz, BB. Okay, so all right, so in order for the first 3 questions, you'll get locations as a response. The first one, atop Mordencrag. Iris, the second one that comes up in the list is the belly of Rumbark's Rest. And then, wait, so hold on. It was Ruby, Will, Iris, right? Yeah. Okay.
Ruby, Iris, Liz, and then BB. And then Will. Will's in between Iris and Liz.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So sorry. It would be atop Mordencrag. That's the first one. You can gather that it's in order. So Ruby is atop Mordencrag. The second question was for Will's, and that's where I goofed up. It says the heart of the Southern Mountains, and the belly of Rumbark's Rest. And as those 3 locations vanish, some more words appear. And as she drifts the book, she moves the hand back down to you. The book twists and stays upright. And across it says, for more answers, return to your teachings, and closes the book. Hands it to you. And just before she disappears, her right arm sways out wide, pointing in the direction of the crypt-turned cabin, and she vanishes.
Everybody starts hopping over there, just no questions. Takes the book, starts going. Did she take the heart with her? Because it was handed to her with the first question.
Yeah, the heart would have burned up when the mother's identity, when the name of the father appeared, Cravire.
Okay.
And I'm dead with the father.
But while all that's been going on, Six, Liz, what are you two up to? Well, what were you two up to regarding
I
Delvin?
mean, I've been waiting for like an hour to just go for a walk with this bitch.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You two go for a walk. What are you guys doing? Talk.
All right, so we'll go a little ways away from the party, like still like within the area, but like far enough away where it's like it's clearly a fucking private conversation. Fuck off or die. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my tokens over here just to mark where we are.
Okay.
I'm
good.
I'm following.
There we go.
So
I moved you, Liz.
So like once you get to the area, I'm just kind of quiet for a moment. Like it's probably like a silent walk over there anyway. Just kind of crossed arms. Just gonna give her a look.
I'm not having a heart with you.
I don't give a fuck about your heart. I want to know what the fuck that was.
Don't like being controlled.
Yeah, I get that one. Well,
Even by a friend, it's not appreciated.
Preaching to the choir, sister. I'll just pop a smoke out. Offer one.
Her only response is to literally just a big puff of smoke.
It's different when it's your own. It's no one. It'll help.
Doesn't do jack shit.
Suit yourself. Just take the one that I popped out. Light up. The heart to heart is simply a sharing space away from all the bullshit and just a real scenario. Present in the moment and not have to worry about a fucking thing. Have a smoke break.
After like a moment of you kind of actually smoking, you'll notice that her hand migrates to, she's grabbing something that's beneath her shirt and just kind of fiddling with it.
What's your vice?
Used to be alcohol. And
Yeah. Yeah, alcohol, drugs, women. So many women. What the fuck was that? At first there's scarecrows hopping around on a peg leg, and then dead things crawling out of the fucking ground, and now there's a bird bitch fucking. I should have asked
maybe
for double.
don't. Maybe we'll be able to convince Last Busker to give us some extra, for the trouble.
Yeah, but it's not like we're gonna be able to prove that there was a god in the fucking graveyard. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, oh, by the way, a death god showed up, I guess. We want double. Yeah, that's gonna fly over real well. That worked in prison all the time. Oh, there's no way.
I thought this was going to be. I thought this was going to be the usual. Oh, there's some bandits. Clear out a goblin camp or whatever.
Stomp a couple kobolds. Yeah, that sounds fun. I miss the old days.
Kobolds can actually be very nice conversation partners.
Really?
Yeah, they're funny.
Well, if we ever run into some, I'll let you keep one as a pet.
No, I'm not the kind that keeps pets, generally.
Oh, why not? They're great conversationalists, wonderful listeners. They're funny. Kind of like a kobold. My dad had a cat once. Whisker.
Did you name it?
Cutest
Whisker?
little thing, yeah.
Original.
Oh, yeah, well, we were kids. What do you expect? It's this little orange. And dumb as the day is long, but we loved him.
At the church, we weren't allowed to have pets, so I just never really cared.
Gonna get you one. Just so you can see. They're fun.
I'm already responsible for the rest of you. Well, you specifically.
Yeah, but I bite.
So would a cat.
Only the bad ones. Most of them are just a lazy layabouts.
Besides, where would we keep it? In the cart?
Oh, I'm sure it would love that.
with all the embalming supplies. I think I saw.
Look, I know you're right, but I don't know, man. I like cats. They're cute. It's kind of why I like
Picking an
you know,
next podcast.
take care of the scrawny one over there. She's sweet.
What do you think I should get her as in the same way I got you the cigarettes? You notice she doesn't say the word apology. There's a little bit of pride there.
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I mean, and she's one of them beastkin, right? So I don't know.
I feel my initial instinct of getting her catnip would probably not go over well.
No, we don't know if she partakes. Maybe something to play with, something durable. Those claws are sharp.
Oh my god.
We'll figure something out. I'm thinking we get a log and like maybe 2 spools of rope. And we make her a little scratching post. You know, gotta keep them sharp, keep them clean. Cats are vain. Almost as vain as.
She just, as you say that, she just looks over at you.
Sorry.
Oh.
You good?
No. But I won't be for a long while. So.
Well, you're not gonna torch
She
anybody
just
over
shrugs.
here, are you?
I'm actually fresh out of torching.
You're not gonna torch anybody tomorrow, though, right?
No.
Good. Good enough.
Well,
I'll take it.
I mean, unless we get into a fight and someone deserves to be torched.
Well, I mean, that's different, obviously. I mean, how else are we gonna hide a body? I didn't bring a shovel. You know, I think there's one in the cart. Which really raises the question, why would the bird have a cart? Doesn't she have this whole, like, respect dead thing that...
Sorry, my mom just called me, so I'm gonna text her real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
No
It's
good.
mostly just a little bit of, like, a relaxed sidebar here.
Yep. Yeah.
She was trying not
Yeah,
to comment.
but by this point you see that Bird Boy's hopping over to the Harpy to ask the questions. Their little group huddles subsided, and now they're actively asking the questions.
Yeah. I'm just, like, about, like, halfway through the smoke here.
Yeah.
We'll brainstorm something along the way back to town. To get for, God, I can't remember their names. There was the one...
Iris.
That's the, cat lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's the crazy chick?
Ruby?
Ruby, but she's blue.
I didn't come up with her name.
Yeah, fair enough. So who's the kid with the deer and the deer and headlights look?
That's Will. I might have seen him around town.
A sweet kid. A little slow in the draw, though. And then, of course, we've got the little bird buddy over there. She's sweet. She worked out with me this morning.
Do we think that's her actual name?
I doubt that very much. I mean, it was the name that I don't want to be mean, really, but she's so stupid. That one?
Ah, plants.
Yeah, the one with green hair. That's just the name that they ended up giving, so that's the name
Sarah.
yeah, I've been going by.
Sarah.
Sarah? Is it Sarah or Sarah? What did you say?
I struggle with common names a lot. Sarah.
Sarah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And that one ended up disappearing. This has been a
I
weird
actually
few days.
I did attempt to say your name and it didn't know.
Yeah, wait, which one? The one I'm going by or the one that's on the paper?
I can say 6 very well. I cannot say your first or your given first or your last name at all.
I'm actually kind of curious. I'll allow it this once. Give it a shot.
She just kind of sighs, and her shoulders like slump.
Oh yeah,
My
there's a smirk playing at my lips right now.
Victoria Devitt.
Vitoria Divot. That's a new one. So is it like a lips thing or?
There are lots of sounds in common that aren't really in Draconic.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of sounds in Draconic that just aren't in common either.
Mostly the growls.
Oh, I mean, I can growl. I do that a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Victoria
It's different.
DeWitt. Try Vicky. See if you can do that one.
Vixie.
Vixie. Good try. Oh, we're gonna put a pin in that. You can just call me Six. It's a lot easier on everybody.
6.
There
And you
go.
notice that her saying it this time, you do notice the like drawn out S at the end where there's like a hiss. But
Oh man, you're something else. And so about this time, the cigarette's pretty much dead. I'll just kind of pinch the cherry, flick it. How about we head back?
look, I didn't start learning common until I was around 10. There's no use for it when I was growing up in the church.
So like,
When I had to.
as we're walking back, she's telling me this. I was like, and so you didn't start learning common until you're about 10. Like, do you guys age like us, or how does that work?
I actually age faster. I technically became an adult at 17.
Oh, that sucks. So you're gonna like have gray scales and shit by the time you're like 30.
I don't know if they're going to turn. From my knowledge of any of the other Dragonborn, do the scales turn gray?
No, they don't have as much of a shine when they're polished, but there's no gray scales.
Yeah. And she'll be like, they don't turn gray. We don't change color. You know that, right?
No, I was kind of locked up for like my whole life.
So we don't change color. Yeah, the scales lose their luster when they're polished,
So like,
but
do you shed like other lizards?
yeah, it's itchy.
It's itchy. Okay.
Mhm.
Like, like, can you like reach your back, or is that something that you like, kind of have to like rub up against a wall with? Like, I can't imagine. That sounds like it'd be awful.
Sometimes you have somebody who can help you reach your back. You scratch your back, I scratch yours, sort of thing.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense. Is that where that's probably where the saying came from.
I'm not sure. It translates to something different in Draconic. It literally means help me pick my scales.
Oh, that's pretty straightforward. All right.
And with that, there's an audible sound of the book closing, and the two of you watch as the harpy disappears, and now your little bird friend is hopping towards the cabin.
Yeah,
And there she goes.
we were on our way back, like in the midst of that conversation. So, depending on people's like earshot range, they probably heard at least the part about like plucking scales clean.
Yeah.
Will
Liz
just
is
looks to them, but he doesn't have a reaction. He's just like, what's the word? Not blank stare, but more slight, like acknowledgement, like, oh, you're back. But he doesn't say anything.
Liz does look visibly more relaxed. She's still fiddling with whatever's under her shirt, though. Just kind of.
It's a 10-year chip.
It's a what?
It's a 10-year chip from AA.
There you go. Now we get to laugh out loud.
10 years.
We were just stuffing our hands in our mouths, trying not to interrupt.
like genuinely serious concern, like off-putting, oddly surreal conversation, and then there's just this shit.
Yeah. I gotta have a sidebar. Like you've got
Okay.
someone who has like outright denounced the gods, and then a paladin who doesn't really seem to care one way or the other. And yeah, this whole god business, this is for the magic folk. Let's go and have a smoke.
Liz
Uh,
is thinking back to her bag, though, something that she forgot to do. And she just kind of stops. She goes, I forgot to do my prayers.
Oh, I mean, we got some dead bodies over here, right? Here, take this
No,
one.
it's my morning prayers. That's why I'm so hungry. Sure.
Oh shit. All right. I mean, can't you like pray now anyway?
No, it's private sort of thing.
Dead too long?
I will wait, but yeah, it takes a while. And then she also she reaches in like her little pouch and she pulls out a ration and just starts eating it. And she ate normally the last time you saw her eat. She's eating like 6 now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's hungry.
Big hungry.
Big hungry.
Big hungry.
Like halfway through the ration, she just kind of stops and just looks and goes, "Why are they so small?"
They're always too small. Right? Like, why don't they make them bigger? Obviously, we need them bigger. Like you know, the jerky that you can get at like the county fair, right? Like it's just like a slab of meat.
And they're actively behind me. Can I just throw Liz like 2 of my rations?
Sure.
Liz is engaged in a conversation, so I'm gonna roll a dex check to see.
I'm gonna roll one too.
Meat slapped.
Get slapped with my meat.
There's a 16 on the die. What's my dexterity? +0.
One
It-
six.
16.
It's a simple check. You're not like
Yeah, I'm
you
rolling
might
it
like
mostly for
bobble it a
funsies.
little, Like you might bobble it a little, but like you could pop it once or twice, grab it out of the air. You kind of give a quick nod and just shovel
Yeah, whereas
whatever you can get.
like it's a good thing that Liz caught it because my hand just whiffs.
All right. Now that you're all kind of gathered and you guys see Bird Buddy heading towards the crypt,
Whistling like
Oh.
the Snow White dwarves tune.
Whistle while you work.
Turn
That's
on the
literally what the name of it is.
Yeah.
what? You guys hear Delvin? He's now turned back around. He is noticeably shaken up. You can see that he's wiped some tears away. Why are they heading to the cabin?
She's likely going to make sure there's maybe nothing left behind by whatever tall, dark, and spooky that was that had you under the little thing.
Right.
So
Liz
My
just
mother.
mutters under her breath, tall, dark, and spooky.
My mother.
yes, my apologies. Sorry for your loss. But yeah, she's more than likely, or they're more than likely, just checking on everything, making sure everything's all right. So no need to worry about it too much.
So, okay, we're talking to Delvin right now, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
I understand. It was terrifying not being of my own will.
I wasn't trying to kill you.
Felt like it.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Grabs at his rib.
You're gonna want to put some cream on that rope burn around your throat, too. That's rough.
It's a good thing you went down before. Well, I brought out the fire.
Yeah, and he was looking like a pinata up there in that tree.
He kind of takes a moment, looks over the scene, the trail of fire that's now died down into just simmering ash, the limbs. I can take you guys in briefly if you need to investigate further. I can understand if you're not. He kind of eyes Bird Buddy. Most of you aren't comfortable sleeping in a cemetery, but I don't know if I can do this job anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
I'm
did you
sorry.
take it then?
He's said, "Come with me," and begins to
I have
beckon
a
you towards his home.
Actually, was there
Mhm.
back home? Was there a cemetery near enough that sometimes the wards would sneak out to go play in it?
That what would?
The wards, like the church wards, the orphans, the kids.
Children,
Oh, for you. This is to him or to?
No, I'm
To you.
asking you.
Just wondering for a backstory.
There's a couple smaller cemeteries scattered amongst the city. Nothing within the East Dock. Within the East Dock, there's the one just down the street from where you guys all met. There's one just
No, I
southwest of
mean
the city.
baby Liz with the group of people
Oh,
that she grew up with.
no, not yours.
No. Okay.
bitty thumpy feet.
I love how I delineate Crestfell or baby Liz.
But if you all want some tea before you head back to your camp, I can make some real quick.
You need a minute? So yeah, and Ruby will happily follow.
Okay, so what do you you guys doing in the cabin and do for your investigations? Need to deliberate more? Or?
I
Everybody's
wouldn't
doing
mind investigating
absolutely
a bit more.
everything.
Same.
And they're
so
going to compare it. Go ahead. Sorry.
So Will and Bird Buddy, they are investigating.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And comparing it to their own home.
Okay.
Ruby's gonna sit down,
I-
enjoy some tea, and short rest. Hit die.
Will
Alright.
is investigating for the sake of a report.
Hit
All right,
die. Hit die.
So
I'm checking like
3D.
not like I want to see what like religious stuff is here. Also, like if I can get a sense of anything that I would need to do in regards to my own religion.
go ahead and give me a religion check, Liz. Then Will and Bird Buddy, Arcana or investigation.
I will do
I just use-
investigation.
Can I just use
And
passive investigation of 22?
Well, if you're actively looking, this would still be active, but it
21.
would 21. Okay.
Okay, we're looking a little better.
And this is investigation.
I am so glad I have high skill in investigation.
22.
22,
Iris is
21.
also going. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Iris. What'd you get?
Iris is going to short rest as well, but gonna just keep an eye on Delvin, and she's gonna ask, you said you did not want this job anymore, so why did you take it?
It was kind of a way to be closer to my mom. All right. Morbidly enough, and my father. They're both buried out there. My father, he passed away to Hanahaki disease, and well, I know the rumor around my folks is that it was forced and arranged, and it's not a good look. My father did genuinely love my mother, but due to the stigma, she couldn't really reciprocate it. He was claimed. He was claimed by the disease about 10 years ago, and it was only then that my mom realized that she cared for him, because she developed it as well and passed away. But she left me some diaries and old tomes, and as he kind of like haphazardly waves off to the right, Will and BB, you immediately book it to that bookshelf.
I fucking know this dude.
And with your investigations, you both reach for roughly the same tome, and it looks like a diary of some kind. It just seems to be words of reassurance to him from his mother. But on the very back inside cover, you both find runes written in ink.
V.
And it's at this point
What?
your dogs are. Yeah, your dogs are being a little loud.
They're. My dad's trying to go to bed, and Luna doesn't like it when he tries to get in bed when Mom's already in it. I'm sorry.
It's
I didn't realize that picked
sweetie.
up.
Yeah.
Yep. You got the more of an area mic, so just be a little more conscious of it, but we understand.
I'm gonna try and get a pop filter, I promise.
You're good. You're good. But as the two of you are looking through the books, both of you see that there is Necril written into it. Now that you've seen some of it, Will.
I don't know what Necrol is, but I do recognize it on the heart.
Yeah, you recognize it on the heart, even though you can't speak it. It's not a spoken language. But it's here that it's here, Will, that you pick up that a couple of the necral runes you did see in Oakhart. And Bird Buddy, mixed in with those necral runes, you see, you kind of pass your feathered fingers and hand across the top of it. You feel the necral, and you see very, very faint hints of blood magic mixed within. And you can tell that it was a combination of two spells used to not manipulate a dead body, but the spirit dwelling within a living one as if it were dead by manipulating its blood. And you feel a tingling sensation coming from the tome of the white harpy. So go ahead and add that spell to your spell list, having interacted with a harpy.
So was he like
Thank
cooking?
He's making tea.
Right, but like before all of this like went down, like while he was in here, was he like making dinner or anything?
His excuse for the
given
cut
the-
on his arm. Sorry.
Passing the time, you gather, given the time of the night, it likely was just a cut from cooking that he had agitated that had gotten agitated when he was being manipulated. Based on the atmosphere, it looks like he was winding down for bed.
Okay, so like there's no like a currently like cooking stews or anything like that.
No, nope.
Damn, I was just gonna like make myself a bowl.
Will.
Nope, sorry. Rations for you. But go ahead, Will, BB.
Will looks at Bird Buddy and, hey, Bird Buddy, I have a question.
Bird Buddy kind of, for a minute, doesn't acknowledge Will. They heard Will, but they too absorbed in absorbing whatever gift had been given.
Fair enough.
And takes a minute and like just sits there, stares at the book. And then they just like suddenly turn up to Will, tilt their head, and coo. Yes.
You recognize those runes, right? Do you know what they're called?
Bird Buddy said this once before when they faced the scarecrow, and they're going to say it again in the same voice. Death.
Death runes.
The kind of like the make a gesture of like, you know how you like when you're saying something is sort of like something, you do the wiggling.
The so where you like tilt your hand.
Yeah.
Side to side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Oh, that's not it, but it's similar.
And they nod.
Okay. I was just saying because he then takes out a few of his conspiracy papers, looks through them, and then looks for the specific page that has those few runes that he recognized.
Okay.
And he shows it to Bird Buddy.
Do I?
You recognize.
Sorry.
You recognize at least a portion of what looks like the puppet spell or dominate person spell in necral runes. It's an amalgamation of a couple spells you don't recognize with that investigation check, but he picked up on necral out in the wild somewhere.
Okay. Bird just kind of just sits there.
Are these Will's runes? Are these
What's up?
Will's runes?
Yeah, Will had picked up on neck roll somewhere. Not that you were to be aware, but notes. I know. Yeah.
Also, just so you know, I got a total of 7 on my religion check. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could, given the events of the recent half hour, you can pick up on, there's clearly what looks to be a. I apologize, bird buddy, but there appears to be a dried bird foot hanging in the corner.
No.
Representative of the talons of the silent matriarch. You could pick up on 1 or 2 others, but none that you're familiar with.
Everybody steals that bird's foot.
Bird buddy.
Go ahead and give me stuff, or sleight of hand rather.
While she's doing that, this is more like out of character information. You do realize that ravens can also be cannibals. Just saying.
I know. I'll aid Bird Buddy, I guess. With the
Okay.
With the thieving.
Okay.
With you know what, John?
Yeah.
Actually, do I see this?
That's what we're trying to find out.
We're trying to find out. So
That's what the sleight of hand is.
I will roll to stealth my thing. Ooh, that's a crunchy number right there. Where's my dex?
Does it beat a 23?
18?
It does not beat me.
18 to do the thing. And you'll notice what it does now, Vale.
Yep.
You can send it to me. You don't have to say it out loud.
No, it's okay. So that was, they give them advantage, correct?
Yes, and it does have a flavor if you want me to read that. Or do you want to read
No,
that?
yeah. I remember what it is, yeah.
Okay. This is fun. I'm having fun.
Good. That's why we do this every other week.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your sleight of hand, bird buddy?
Natural 25 with that advantage.
Okay. So as you see bird buddy trot away, you're not sure what their intentions are, but you're like, you know what? Just kind of quickly under the with your hands under the table, give a quick whisper and point. And as you reach your hand out, Vale, as you reach your hand out to swipe the petrified bird foot, for the briefest of moments, you see what appears to be some kind of ichorish green sylvan ring, ethereal in nature, appear ever so briefly. And as you reach out, you can see that the light tugs at one of the talons of the foot and pulls it into your hand. And you just pocket it and you're like, what was that?
Everybody is happy, but they're like, what's this? What's this?
What's this? There's fuckery in the air.
It's
color everywhere.
It's partially thorny, by the way, John. You forgot that one.
Yeah, and it's partially thorny, yes.
They're happy nonetheless.
Okay.
One more thing to add to the cart.
Yeah, one more thing to add to the cart. But as you, bird buddy, as you pocket it, you just casually stroll back, and as you get back to Will, is when Delvin turns back around with a tray of very simplistic wooden cups that are, not necessarily polished, but sanded down. Very cheaply made teacups with warm lavender tea. for anyone that wants to partake in it.
Ruby.
Sure, why not?
And you guys can decide what you want to do until first. If you guys want to bed down outside the cemetery, in the cemetery, at the camp, hustle back to the city before bedding down, up to you guys.
I vote that we get the hell out of here and go get our pay.
Bird Buddy is already on their way out the door. Sneakily.
Will finishes up his report, puts it in his bag, and proceeds to follow the rest of the group out.
Well, Bird Buddy's
Of course.
sneaking away.
Did I get my short rest?
Well,
I'm pretty sure I
Six is
did,
still
right?
leaving.
Well, hold on. You got your short rest. What was that, Vale?
Bird Buddy is going to do what Bird Buddy does every night and sneak away.
Bye,
Liz,
birdie.
All right.
You're
Go ahead and give me a
The nearest window, the nearest door that is unwatched.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Bird Buddy got really good stuff.
Let me guess. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Another 26 natural.
Yeah.
Bird Buddy's fucking good at these stealth rolls.
As you guys are finishing up, whether it's your quick short rest, sipping at some lavender tea, finishing
There's
up your
a stealth
report,
table.
you notice that there's still a
Yeah.
cup just cooling, and you're like, "Oh, shit, Bird Buddy left."
Where the? Oh, where the hell? Jesus, put a bell around his neck.
Will just stands up, looks at Dylan and says, "Thank you for the team, Mr. Watson. And sorry for the trouble."
Of course. If you'll hand me your if there was a job board.
I
brought
think
you
I
out
have
here.
it. I think I got it.
Yes.
No, you did.
Oh no, Bird Buddy has it.
Unfortunately, the Kenku had the paper, but it seems that they have left.
Could we?
Well,
Could we just get like a written on paper that we can attach to it?
Yeah, I'll handle that. Make sure it's signed by whoever put the job down.
Thank you.
And he grabs a quick quill, inks it, and writes quickly for the services provided by blank. And you all notice that there's this long line, comma. The music seems to have subsided. Extra watch is recommended, and hands it to you guys.
Ruby will take it.
Okay. If you all don't mind, I'm gonna bed down and take care of those limbs in the morning, and I think it's
Of
time
course.
I pack up.
Of course.
Liz?
Before you leave, though, I do recommend at least getting one of them holy folks out here to do their mojo over here.
Yeah, I would get this place blessed of some sorts. That'd probably help.
It might behoove you to get an old priest and a young priest.
Fair enough. You all have safe travels.
Liz,
Likewise.
Delvin, sir. If you choose to do something different, I don't think your parents would be any ashamed or anything along those lines. I'm sure they'll be proud of whatever your choices are.
Thank you.
She finishes off her tea and follows everyone else out.
Liz hangs
Um,
back, and there is something
go
that Liz does do. She writes down, if you're looking for jobs, these are the places you're going to want to go. And she gives him like information on where to like find new jobs and stuff. Like,
Okay. Kind of looks it over briefly. Hold on a second. I might be okay at the masonry, at the Masoners Guild. I know they get a lot of work from the city. I'm not particularly good in terms of jewelry and accessories for women, having never dated. So I think the pearl necklace is out. But you all have a good night.
Liz nods.
Uh,
And she leaves
Liz-
the information with him.
Yep. And for those from Trustville, even though Liz, you're the only one that heard this, there is a shop in Trustville called the Pearl Necklace.
Good to know.
Liz just kind of says that's a general store. It's a shop.
I'll consider that as well. Thank you.
Good night.
She nods.
Sleep tight. Don't let the zombies bite. Out of here. Deuce.
Jesus, 6.
That's. I'm going to bed. As
Slams the door behind us.
yeah, just closes the door. You hear a. I just need to get back to Torshavn. I don't even like civilization, and just light footsteps away. But as you guys start making your way back to camp, trying to figure out, you know, where your bird friend had went, just trying to understand the atmosphere of what just happened to you all. I need perception checks from everybody except Bird Buddy.
Oh, what's
Will
up,
do.
Kitsune?
Can I just, as we're looking for...
Oh,
Is that perception,
So-
right?
19.
Perception, yes.
Natural 24.
Jesus
that is
Christ.
I'm about to put these dice in jail.
I can see the future.
Welcome to the future. 19.
I spelled that wrong.
Okay.
Let me see here. Okay. All right, great.
dirty 21.
Super duper.
Ooh.
Getting down and dirty with
Hey,
it.
John.
I got a new set of dice, and that's what I got the nat 20 on, and apparently it's been very nice to me.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
I got a 21.
Oh.
Hey, Pringle.
Yeah.
So, you know how you can pull up my sheet and you can see what my perception modifier is?
Yeah.
Pull it
Do I-
up,
I-
and I'm going to tell you the number.
Oh no. Hold on a second. Let's see if my internet will even load it. One
This
second.
one's about to hurt.
This is about to really hurt.
Is it negative?
God, no.
It's either negative or a flat 0.
No. I have a good perception modifier. I got a 6. With a natural
Hey.
1.
For whatever reason, it's trying to make me use the character mancer or edit your sheet directly, so I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, no,
So-
go to edit sheet
Okay.
directly.
Yes.
yeah.
No,
So
when you do that, you just do edit sheet directly. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
It just lets you
Yeah.
look through it.
Yeah, just don't make
Yeah.
any changes.
okay. Anyway. So fairly, with the exception of Liz, fairly well in terms of perception. Yeah, Liz, as you're heading back with the group,
Liz is thinking about that long line.
Yep.
That
Just the
on the paper.
the long line. You're contemplating everything that's happened, and certainly how you can relate to everything. And you think back to what Bird Buddy had said about prisoner, not prisoner, and it kind of throws you off your game, and you realize everyone's looking around a little worriedly, not on the fact that you haven't found Bird Buddy, but the fact that all of you hear the familiar music that was just playing at the cemetery coming from the stables.
Oh, shit.
Crap, she took her work home.
I swear if that's Bird Buddy making that music.
Will proceeds to run. And he takes out a short bow just in case.
After the half elf. just after the half elf.
Liz just looks
What?
over at Six and goes, "Do you think they're going to learn not to run off without us?"
Eventually, but not today.
Why are you staggering behind? Come on!
How you feeling, by the
I need
way?
to get Lucius going.
But as you all immediately rush to the stables,
As they
there,
rush to the stables.
as all of you rush
Liz
to
and
the
Six
stables,
are.
with the exception of Liz and Six, just a disgruntled, what the fuck.
I'm with Liz and 6. I'm
um,
gonna listen.
Correct
I
choice,
overheard the
Iris.
conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, I did ask a question there.
Yeah, what is it?
Liz
I
just kind of, like, she just kind of, it's a,
yeah, I'm about there too. You know, like roughly like out of a 58, probably a 29.
oh, like, physically? Oh, Liz looks absolutely fine.
Yeah,
10
no.
out of 10.
Pretty beat up.
I'll take point this time.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
She points to the horns that protrude from her jaw, makes it hard to break the jaw.
I'll consider getting some of that.
So as you all, both for those that are rushing, make your way back to the stables. There in the center of the stables, putting on a performance, with their book open, is Bird Buddies playing the melody, mimicking the melody out of their throat of the music that was playing in the cemetery. And as you were in the midst of doing this ritual, Bird Buddy, you see your friends rushed in, and you almost forget to look down at the book. You look down at the book, and you see what looks to be two faces overlapping each other. One half looks dragonborn, but much smoother, almost polished like a gemstone. And the other half looks to be a goateed man with pointed ears and what looks to be some kind of a tusk sticking out of his lips. And the word underneath it says gunmaker.
That's glove.
And then the image fades, and your friends are looking at you slightly discouragedly, I'd imagine.
Or angry, I
Thank
guess.
the god. No, Will's just like, oh, thank the gods. I thought something came to get the cows, or worse.
Ruby just looks over it. Her hair's a mess. She just, yeah, I'm done for the day. And she'll go to where they made camp last time and just flop.
Well, I will say it's a stellar performance.
Hey, Iris.
Sorry, I've never been good with responses.
Hey, Iris. You want to join me by the fire? You need smoking, buddy.
I've never smoked before, but sure.
You don't have to. It's just bend your ear while I have a smoke.
Okay.
So,
Liz
All right.
just waves and heads to her tent. She's just packing it up a little bit.
yeah, I'm just gonna give her an up nod.
All right. So, what's the plan, guys? Your long rest here at the farms before continuing back out in the morning, or
Honestly,
is it still only about 11 o'clock at night,
I honestly think
midnight?
I could sleep. Like, I could take a nap. I wouldn't say
Liz
necessarily.
offers.
I wouldn't say necessarily that I'll be up for or I'll be down for like a full 8 hours. But yeah, I definitely want to be down long enough to heal.
Will
This time
looks
Liz will
at.
take one of the watches. Sorry.
I was just going to say that Will would tell Bird Buddy that they had left with the papers and Mr. Watson was planning on writing, the report down.
Bird Buddy after, not writing, but kind of like touches the page, nods to the page, and closes it gently, placing it back, and then goes to grab Will's hand and goes out the barn and points back to the graveyard.
Barn, graveyard.
Ruby,
Yeah,
Ruby
the
just kind
papers
of,
for him.
yeah. I've got,
Ruby has the paper.
yep, hello, and I'll take second watch while I'm speaking. I have it. I just need to attach it to the paper you have, my gothic little friend.
Honestly,
Wasn't the family the one that made the request though? So
Yes, but I'm going to have them write on it in the morning when they are awake and I have more energy and I don't feel like I want to scream.
As soon as Ruby says scream,
No, 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 no.
that comes from Vale's mouth.
Oh, Skull, help me.
So, yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit of role play with Iris.
Go for it. I'll just need a watch order.
Okay.
I'll take last watch, and if somebody wants to go with me, they can.
Yeah, I'll take last watch with Liz because I'm, like I said, I'm probably not gonna sleep the full night, but I want to sleep at least a few hours, long enough to heal.
Right.
But yeah, while they're sitting there, just a straight.
Who's first watch? That's why I have a list.
I'll
I think me
take
and Will will
first
take.
watch.
Or I can't speak for Will. I was going to say me and Will can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, so Will and BB.
Mm-hmm.
So Iris, V's taking second watch, so you might go with Ruby. So
Okay.
Ruby and Iris second watch. That way, everybody gets to talk.
Yeah, we can
All
hang
right.
out for a bit, can't we? You're not scared of
Sure.
little old Ruby.
Well, that's ominous. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. But she'll still settle down next to 6 as requested.
So it's just that that brief momentary silence of just. So, what do you like?
What do I like?
Yeah, like in terms of I don't know, entertainment, things that just I don't know, bring you some peace. Okay, so obviously I like taking my frustrations out on people, but it's to really wind down. I'd usually work out.
Oh. Well, sometimes to help quiet what goes on in my head, a little bit of booze helps. But I used to really enjoy watching my father make potions and things. Maybe something along those lines, so to help me make potions again.
That's kind of neat. Yeah. I've never seen that. I've never actually seen that done. I mean, we made punch in toilets. Does that count? I guess not.
She just kind of nervously chuckles. My father was a potion maker for town, and a lot of people depended on him. He was going to teach me how to do it. I know how to make some things. And if I can help, maybe, make it so you have a few health potions when you need it.
Yeah, that'd really help out, actually. Yeah, my old man was kind of something similar. I mean, if you really call it booze potions, he was a bartender.
It's the spirits of a different kind, my father used to say.
Something like that, yeah. All right. Well, that helps, actually. So,
I still won't turn down booze, though.
good to know. Eh, you can have any of my booze. I don't drink. Yeah, it's just
I suppose with how strong you are, booze would make it worse or make things worse for you.
it's that's complicated.
Oh, sorry.
That's it's all right. It's all right. No, I used to have a civilized people would call it a drinking problem, but I don't I don't think it was a problem. I was pretty good at it.
There was a there was a guard in town from the nearby post who used to say it was not a problem. It was a solution in some ways.
Yeah, in some ways it really was, but eventually you find the bottom of the bottle, and the person you find down there isn't the person you thought it would be. Eventually word got around. So, yeah, no, I didn't really have a lot of access to alcohol in the kiln. Eventually I just decided maybe it's worth taking a look at whether or not I really need it.
Smart.
Sober life sucks. Just saying.
Oh, I'm aware of how dark and sucky it can be.
It's alright though. I mean, I've gone a whole, I don't know, 2 hours without hurting anybody, so I'd say things are progressing well. And she'll just kind of like smirk.
Um, this is the first time I ever did anything with a group like this, so I don't have much measurement on how good it's going or not.
I used to have a group back when I was a kid. We'd get into all sorts of trouble. Of running the town ragged, taking them for everything they've got. Seen Buddy Fingers, he was kind of the one that, really distract people, get them to look the other way. And we just rob them blind. If there ever came to any sort of trouble, a Riker was our muscle. He was a big boy, even for his age. Shax was... He looked kind of like a rat, but not... Then it was me and my sister Diz.
Which it must have been nice having a sister. I was an only child myself.
Yeah, well. And she was... And she was better than me. She was innocent. She was sweet. She didn't deserve what we got.
Iris opens her mouth like she wants to ask, but she kind of just closes it again.
I don't know if she's still out there. I don't think she's dead, but I don't know. The guards kept saying that she was, so after a while, I started to believe them. I just don't know.
What do you want to believe?
She got out, that she's living at large in some city somewhere. She's doing a hell of a lot better than I am. I hope she's married and fat and got a whole gaggle of brats running around. Brats just like her.
Auntie Six, huh?
Yeah, I'd make a terrible aunt.
Well, what are uncles and aunts for but being bad influences?
I wouldn't know. Never had any.
There was a halfling family that moved in next door to my dad's shop, and they insisted on being called auntie and uncle. And let's just say, and as far as voracious and as kind as they are, they did give me one or two bad ideas growing up.
They sound sweet. Where are they at?
Yeah.
We should pay them a visit.
Her face immediately kind of falls. I
Sorry.
don't know.
Sorry.
It's okay. When the monsters came, I don't know who was taken. I lost years in the darkness. I hope they were overlooked because they were how small they were. They had a big family, so maybe if the parents didn't, then maybe one of the kids got out. But
Halflings are hardy folk. At least they were down in Stonegate. So, if anybody did, they did.
I do miss their bread, though.
Oh, God. I've had fresh bread in years.
My father used to trade potions to heal the skin conditions on the mother, auntie, for some fresh bread every morning. So I do miss it too.
Hey, when we get back into town, let's see if we can find a bakery.
She kind of just holds her hands out. It's like, that sounds like a deal.
I'll give it a shake. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna bed down. I am so sore.
Yeah, I believe you've earned your rest.
You gonna be alright out here?
I don't know if I'll be alright, but I'll at least try to keep it down this time.
Appreciate it. Good night, Iris.
Good night, Six. And she just kind of like takes her blanket that she had wrapped up before around her and just kind of partially covers herself, and then just scoots a little bit over to on top of her, on top of Iris as well, on top of Six as well.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys got anything up together for it? Do you guys got anything you want to do before we get into the watch order?
I sent
no.
you what Liz is doing.
Yeah, I saw that. Liz is in their tent. Will, Will, BB, Ruby, you guys got anything you want to do before we get into the turn order, or not turn order, but the watch order.
I don't like how you
Well-
said that.
Well,
I'm tired. It was a flip up. There's no combat, I swear.
well, he just finishes up his report, plans on giving it to a Lancer once they get back into town, and also writes, you know, deep speech, question mark, muddled
I'm gonna make sure
on
we
his
have all of
conspiracy
our.
notes.
Sorry. I'm gonna make sure we have all of our chapter of the steel paperwork together. So I would have to get that one paper off Vale, probably. Would Vale give her the paper she asked for it?
BB?
Vale. Okay. How do you ask Vale?
Hang on one second. Ruby will approach. Bird buddy?
Okay, hold on, I got sound for this.
Hey, Stud Muffin.
I hate it here.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I need that paper that we got off the that one fellow that Liz knew. I forgot his name at the moment. Out of character.
I am so sorry, super out of character. I thought that laugh at the end of it was actually tied in the room, just like lurking.
No, that was me.
What's his fucking name?
Rocker Flashbuster.
Thank you. I need that paper from Rucker. I'd be willing to give you something in return for it.
Everybody tilts their head and then just stares.
I'd like to pull out some of the probably 2 of the ladybug coins that I have, John, for my bra.
At this moment, Bird Buddy attempts to tackle Ruby, and then just starts digging.
Wait, hold on. So you see Ruby reaching into their breast, and you're just gonna tackle them, trying to grab it yourself?
No, they have seen Ruby do this multiple times. Just pull stuff out, and they're trying to find where they store it, where she stores it all.
No.
Okay. All right.
To be fair,
I will
Ruby knew
need.
this was coming.
I know.
We have discussed
will-
this.
Okay. I will need an Arcana check from you, Bird Buddy, and I will need a Dex save from you, Ruby.
Hey, does this would a certain thing start getting a little? Oh no!
Message
get out
me
here, this is
so
my
I know the
apartment.
clarity.
What?
DM me what you mean for clarity, viewers. Just because I'm very tired. I think I know what you're talking about, but I just wanted to be sure.
God, I wish we could put gifs in Twitch chat.
Gotcha. Okay.
The one I shared.
I'll roll for that, V. Don't
Okay.
you worry about that.
Unfortunately, that particular GIF would break TOS.
Yeah, sorry.
7.
It's okay. It's okay. It is funny as hell, though.
7, John.
Okay, 7 on the save. BB?
And you said I had to roll an Arcana?
Arcana.
21.
21. Okay.
Save some luck for the rest of us, BB.
So, BB, as you see them like, oh, ooh, shiny, and they're pulling it from the bra, you tackle them. Oh, hold on. I accidentally spit out my cough drop.
Oh, no.
God damn. Talk about deck save. Anyway, Akua. Anyway, so you see Ruby reaching into their bra. You're like, ooh, yes. You go and tackle them. You see what looks to be wooden coins, kind of like roll into the grass, just barely illuminated by the fire. You don't, Ruby. You don't feel your sugar daddy's presence at the moment. And as baby's trying to like rustle through, grab the coins, kind of like look down, like just stuff their beak down your shirt, down your shirt. What? Sorry, what was the check again, BB?
You had me roll Arcana, which was 21.
21. Okay. You immediately recoil because you get the same sensation of something that is life-threatening. If someone were to try and get themselves into it, and that's when it hits you. Ruby's bra has been enchanted to be a bra of holding.
Dimensional boom pocket. I was right.
But Ruby, you now have bird buddies sitting on your stomach, staying at your chest, and it has just 2 or 3 of your coins in their hands. What do you guys do from here?
Well, that's not the first time they've been grabbed at, but not in a way that I wasn't expecting.
Bird Buddy just keeps laughing.
You proud of yourself? Yeah? Can I have the fucking paper now, please?
And they give them. They actually stuff the paper in there. And keep the wooden coins.
So she got 3 of them?
She got 3 of the wooden coins, yes.
Okay, I have 17 left.
Vela, as you stuff the as you kind of just stuff the job order into Ruby's bra of holding, you kind of bounce off, run over to the fire, open them up, and you can see very intricately detailed ladybugs have been etched into the coins, each of them. No differences in color, spots, or anything like that.
Okay, sorry guys. Tida has redeemed a group hydrate.
Oh,
I just drank
Okay.
something.
If
I
you've
got
had
water.
something, if you've had something to drink recently, then you're exempt. But yeah, just a reminder: hydrate, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tida.
Thanks, Tida.
Thank you, Tida.
Love you, Tida.
Whispers
am
from the
going-
trees tell us to drink.
That's usually just Liz's depression.
I'm gonna sip me some hard apple cider.
I got some water.
Actual
Yeah,
hydration, there, Iris. Actual hydration.
Okay, hold on.
Yep, I had cran apple.
I had tea.
I had agua and a mint Oreo.
Okay,
My
I had some backup dew, so I'm good.
I had milk.
Oh yeah, what flavor Mountain Dew do you have?
I have Coke and water.
I actually tried the new Game Fuel. It's the one that blackberry raspberry.
Ooh, I gotta try that.
It's
But
sweet.
let's not get derailed here. Please
Right,
carry on.
right.
Yummy.
Okay.
Ruby's
Ruby,
going to actively push the bird off her now. Not in like a full like push, but like slide.
just enough to get them going towards the fire to look at the coins. Yeah.
Off.
You said in the same tone we talk to my dogs. Off.
I mean, it's fair.
That's the tone she used. So
All right. Back on track, you two. What you got?
just gonna hop back over to Will, looking at the coins and pocketing them into their satchel after showing them
Ruby.
to Will.
Oh yeah. Ruby, you so you're gonna get everything in order. You take a few minutes, get everything situated. Organize the orders along with the different sign-offs. You realize that you guys as a group would have to come to a decision in terms of a name upon redeeming the jobs. If you guys don't have anything else, we can
Ruby's
get
gonna
into
fix her bra and then go to bed.
Okay.
Will, who had just seen the ordeal happen, just went back to finishing up what he was doing.
Okay. But with
Nope,
that,
not gonna question it.
yeah, not going to question it. But we will get into the watch order, starting with BB and Will.
BB is, excuse me, sorry, going to, while they're on their way back over to Will, letting him finish his paperwork, they're going to drop one of the wooden coins on said paperwork and just kind of nudge him a little bit and point to the party.
Oh, yeah, first watch. He picks up the coin and looks at it, feeling that it has a wooden texture instead of metal. And he's like, this is actually really good. He would have been impressed. And he gave the coin back to BB.
BB takes it. And at this point, do you have any papers still left around the ground, or did you kind of file them all out?
You know, sure. There is a few that are still, like, he put his conspiracy notes next to his foot, having recently just written down muddled, deep speech on one of the papers.
BB is going to go sit down next to your papers that are still out. They're going to open their book. Though, and those locations, Pringle, that were all given earlier.
Yes.
BB's going to write them down.
Okay.
If they disappear in the book again, they're going to write them on Will's paper.
Gotcha. Yeah. Actually, let me move you guys over to the world map.
Will looks at everybody, says, I know you like collecting things that are interesting, but please don't take those. I actually need them.
Bird Buddy says, no take.
Thank you.
Okay. But as you write down atop Mordencrag, you see the ink begins to spread out briefly, and it shows the brain. God, I am just having a day. It shows when you write down Mordencrag, you see, at least from what you can tell, this section of the map. I moved it over to Will map. I'm not sure if you guys can see the purple all that well.
I can.
Okay. Okay. You see roughly that region up here briefly, and then it disappears. You write down the oaks to the mountain of the south, the southern mountains, and you see this small area appear in reference to when Will had asked the question. And then the belly of Rembark's Rest, you see, is a smaller area just about there. About a half a day to a day's travel north of Oria Kester. But that's all you get out of those.
One moment. My stepdad's calling me for dinner. I will ask what happened as I come back.
Okay.
It'll be in the VOD.
Bird Buddy was going to talk to Will.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh.
Or Bird Buddy.
Opportune timing.
That's what you get for digging in my bra, bitch.
You knew it was coming. We both planned this.
I know. It was great, and I loved every second of it.
Was as good for you as it was for me.
Oh my god.
Somewhere, just somewhere in the astral sea, there is a micro civilization that worships the gigantic tits of the sky.
We don't talk about
They
those.
see the descent of a beak. Just peek in for a moment, then come back. It's a sign.
Anytime that she
Wait,
goes to
wait.
like bathe or shower, there's just like tentacle track marks, like hickeys.
Reminds me of was it Men in Black? It's K, the light giver. K.
All hail K. All hail
All
K.
hail K.
We don't talk about what happens in Ruby's bra. What happens in Ruby's bra stays in Ruby's bra.
Well,
So it's Vegas.
so Vegas.
Jeez.
Okay. Why? Hold on.
Well, I
Why is
guess
that-
while we're waiting for Will to come back, Baby would have looked at the coins in depth. Like, is there anything abnormal about them? Because Baby also likes bugs. So if it looks like a bug, they're going to like it.
Yep. Give me an investigation check.
Okay, I'm actively doing it. I guess it counts.
Yeah. Any passive is just you're walking through the street, you pick up something.
This is a lower roll. And you said investigation?
Yes.
16 total.
16. It's very, very well carved. Definitely require, at least at face value, what you could tell to be an expert wood craftsmanship. Almost to the point that it might have been made magically. You're not entirely sure. But it's almost as if the ladybug could crawl off the coin.
Everybody starts petting the ladybug on the coin.
Oh my god.
Bird buddy's little buddy.
Yeah. Bird's buddy's little buddy.
Knock on wood, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically. um,
So, to add to my notes, Vale gets a feather full of Ruby's tits.
Actually, it was more like a beak.
yeah, beakful.
Feather and beak full.
Hot.
Okay. Um, you want to
We can come back.
go over?
I've returned. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
It's okay.
perfect.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Finally, we can have that conversation.
Will was so focused they realized they've been zoning out while Bird Buddy's just been petting the ladybug, chittering to them. But yeah, go ahead.
Vale shows each of those locations to Will and says home. And like in terms of questioning.
Yeah, Will. Two of the images don't look familiar to you, but the second one looks an awful lot like the topographical map of your village.
It's all cards.
And Bird Buddy repeats that phrase.
Elkhart or home.
Bird Buddy just kind of looks up to the sky. And I'm assuming assuming north. And it says home.
Yeah. I grew up in Elkhart. I was born in Elkhart, but I ended up going to Trustville after. I'll save you the sob story.
Bird Buddy repeats sob story. No save.
It was a massacre. Almost everyone died. I was one of the few survivors. The teaming legion responded, including my lieutenant. Well, she was a private at the time. Took me in. Otherwise, I would have been in an orphanage.
Bird Buddy kind of like scoots a little closer. And then kind of just puts their little feather hand on Will's shoulder.
Web.
And
he then gestures to the runes, or his conspiracy notes. And he says, I just want to know the truth. No one really knows who did it or why.
You're actively showing the notes to Bird Buddy?
Yeah, just the smatterings of runes and, the question of diamond dust and a few other things.
Do I recognize any of this, Pringle?
Give me an Arcana check. I would say add advantage given your background.
Well, that is a great roll.
Another 20, I'm assuming?
Close. And you said this was Arcana?
Yeah.
22.
22. Okay. Bleh. Brain. So going over the notes with Will, having found the necrol in that tome, as well as what seems to be some kind of a deep speech in his, there is definitely high-level magic at play. Nothing that either of you are familiar with, but the knowledge of deep speech runes and necrol especially requires a vast knowledge of magic. And the implementation of diamond dust based on the arrangement of the runes seems to be a more potent, poisoned version of what you had come across in the crypt. But you can't quite link everything together.
So basically, it's a poison.
It could have been, based on that check, it could have been administered through enchanting some kind of a poison. It could have been an enchantment, an enchantment type spell, maybe a lingering unknown necromancy spell that you haven't come across yet. Just too varied to determine at this point.
I was just trying to think of a simple word that Phil would have come across to summarize that. And they're gonna, and that's what they're the same. That's the word they're gonna repeat to Will. And this is not anything that's familiar from where I'm from, correct?
Aside from the necro, no. And given your expertise.
And Vale will say, point to these and say, not home. And then they're going to turn to Will again and say, help. And then point at Will.
You want to help me?
And then they start nodding enthusiastically.
Well, I will admit that most of these came from memory, and I didn't get much progress until tonight. I guess having someone who knows a bit about this stuff could be very helpful.
Everybody waves back to the rest of the party. Help?
I don't know. I know Iris is trying to look for something herself. I don't know the whole story, but Oakheart wasn't the only city that got attacked. Or town, rather. If you look at the library, there is a memorial plaque for those who had fallen during the attack on Oakheart and the disappearance of Rembark's Rest. Some of them had returned, one of them being her. Though her name is on the plaque.
The implied coming back from the dead has Vale interest. And they kind of like just glance over to where Iris is sleeping, laying down, whatever the case may be, and just kind of watch for a minute.
No, sorry. I didn't say it right. Most of the people of Oak died. The people of Rembark's Rest flat out disappeared without a trace.
Oh, okay.
They vanished. We don't know what happened to them, and I didn't want to ask Iris.
Everybody stands up and he gives Will a hug.
Oh, thanks. And he pats them on the back.
And just kind of gets back to looking around. Watching.
Right. We should start patrolling already.
All right. If you're doing actively, let me know and make a check. Otherwise, it'll just be passive.
Bird Buddy's distracted.
Okay.
He would be checking. He would definitely be checking.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check there, Will.
Perception. 16.
16. Okay. Not much that you're able to pick up on, Will. You look around, now deep within the middle of the night. You can hear maybe the distant howling of wolves outside of the rumbling of a potentially approaching thunderstorm. Nothing particularly too threatening. And Vale, with your passive, for the briefest of moments, you feel the eyes of just a standard raven check on you, fly off, check again closer to the end of your watch, fly off again. You seem to have garnered more attention from the white harpy, but nothing goes on for your watch.
And I guess on their way back, it's 6 and Lizard last, correct?
Yeah, 6 and Lizard last.
Okay. So they're gonna go over to, well, I think they're more they'd let Will go after Iris. But he's gonna go and just like stare at Ruby.
Yeah, I'll go wake her up. I don't think she's happy with you at the moment.
Oh, okay. Then scratch that. They will they will go over to Iris and kind of like, what does Iris look like right now?
She actually fell asleep sitting up, just curled up, and the tail is kind of poking out, but she actually is sleeping peacefully. And, ears hood down over her face, curled up, just
Like a little kitten?
sitting up, curled up like a kid falling asleep, and just kind of just like trying to sleep in a car seat, a car in the seat in a car.
Okay. Vale's gonna start purring and pet the kitty gently to wake them up. To wake her up.
You actually hear a kind of like almost deep like rumbling purr for just a second before she like startles a little bit and opens up her eyes like thank you.
And the bird buddy just says, "What?" And then hops back to axolotl.
Will had knelt
Thank
next
you.
to Ruby and carefully shakes her on the shoulder.
Again, she is sleeping on her stomach, using her boobs as pillows, her infinite titties as pillows.
Especially since
yeah.
she gave Six her pillow.
But yeah, that's what Will does. He kneels beside her and grabs her shoulder and shakes her gently.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn.
Okay. And she'll sit up.
What's up,
look around a
Vox?
little bit,
Welcome
room
in.
and I. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Iris will take the blanket off of her and wrap the rest of it around 6 before setting up near the fire and me stoking it back up.
Ruby will move closer as well. And she's actually going to no, never mind, she's not. She'll look at Iris and be like, "So,
Yes?
you've been doing really well in fighting."
Oh. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Magic is really new to me.
I think you're doing wonderfully.
You were doing magic too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it from?
What do you mean precisely?
She just kind of taps the side of her head. What the monsters did to me, they forced it on me, but I don't think that's the same way for you. You
Ah,
seem to enjoy using the magic, and I'm still trying to
uh-huh.
learn what to do with it.
Mine was very graciously gifted to me, if you will.
Oh. Mm. She looks back over at the stable. Mm, do you think the bird buddy?
I believe she was also gifted of sorts.
Mm. Seems I'm the only one that didn't want magic. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand what I can do.
I mean, you're not used to it, so it's only natural that you're trying to make sense of it.
I don't know if it's going to get worse or better, or if I start hurting people. And I understand probably hurting people that deserve it. Yeah, you haven't exactly met many people like that.
Hmm. Do you have the intent to harm those who do not deserve it?
She looks up right in Ruby's eyes. I won't make more victims. I want to save people for what good I have and what time I have.
Then keep that in mind when you use it.
The ones that gave me the magic took will away a lot. You'd lose time in the dark, and you'd lose so many people I saw lose themselves to the control. Some
Charmed, if you
just
will.
became not so much. They lost what made them them. They
Ah,
were husks. And those were the lucky ones. I just don't want to become a monster like what kept me. But I'm I'm still appreciative of you helping. I do promise to pay you back for the little bit of money you gave me for
no, 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 no.
potions.
Don't worry about that, darling. It's all yours.
My my father always said never to be in debt with someone if you can. Just
Hmm,
try to be
you're not
helpful
in debt.
back.
I never once said you're in debt.
Okay. But
Iris, dear, you are kind. And that's the one thing that differentiates you between the monsters and you. Just try to keep that kindness in mind.
she just nods. Okay. Um I suppose you also have questions.
I am interested in a few things, like where might you be from?
I'm one of the survivors from Ramberg's Rest.
I,
It's just a little whiles
unfortunately,
away.
I've unfortunately not have had a lot of time to do research here yet. So,
Oh, it's okay.
hmm,
It's just a small town, mostly a stop for people going elsewhere. It was just a place that was just good enough.
hmm.
Not the best place for people, but just good enough for some people to just stay there. The only thing really important was the military garrison to watch on the road, and most of those people were never exemplary, just same as the rest of us, just good enough.
Crossroad town, if you will.
Yeah, just a stop for some people.
Hmm.
Literally, or as they say, just a rest for anyone coming through.
Must have been
Mm,
nice. Quiet,
It's
even.
quiet. It was. I mean, probably not as busy as from where you were from. I've never.
Yeah. I'm from a few different places that were quite loud.
Still, it's rough for me to get used to how busy even Trustville is.
You would not like my home then. It is loud and dark in many places.
It's a little bit louder for me. And it's not just noise that people say. I kind of pick up what people think sometimes.
Mm.
But it's
I
what
wonder if
it's
there'd
the
be a way to
monsters.
block that.
Yes.
I wonder if there'd
And
be a way to block that for you, so it wouldn't be so stimulating.
it's it's like walking into a very loud inn. You can hear everyone talking, but it's like all noise, and you might catch a word or a feeling here and there, but unless you really
Ah,
concentrate, it's really not. It's really not. That's why I'm not peeking into people's minds unless I concentrate. And like I said, I promised you, I won't pry, but I'll at least ask to talk, if that's
mm.
okay.
I uh, I appreciate it, but I have the company I require to talk of such things, so to speak.
Oh, is that the person who gave you your powers?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm usually not alone.
that must be nice.
It is. It's been really nice.
I'm after escaping. I've been staying away from people just in case what happened to me makes me into the monster. This is the longest I've been staying around other people. Even, well, he's been really nice. He doesn't ask a lot of questions. I know he's curious, and I know he stares and thinks, but he never asks questions or never makes fun of my ears, my tail, or doesn't even really question me talking to him in his head.
I mean, he seems very sweet. And to be perfectly honest, people who make fun of your ears or tails are probably just jealous because those things are adorable. I'm sorry, they really are.
She, the ears kind of go flat for a second. She just blushes. Uh, and being the only one that looks like me, I kind of got used to people not trusting me because I'm look so different. But and of course, everyone, because my mother was a ranger, coming and going, I always thought I'd probably leave, and maybe they were disappointed I didn't. But it's nice to hear compliments.
I'll make sure you hear them more often then.
Very small, like, smile on her face. She actually slowly takes off her hood, and you just see this bushy white, like, mess of hair. I'm used to hiding. It would be nice to not hide.
Would you like me to braid your hair?
She's kind of stiffens for a second, but then nods.
One moment.
Mother used to do it. Sorry.
You
What's
continue,
up?
but 1 second. I gotta.
Yeah, go ahead. Ruby will kind of situate herself behind Iris and start. She'll take out the brush and her tatas. Y'all know now. And she'll start brushing very gently and very carefully through her hair.
Okay, hold on. I'll stop you right there because that's actually kind of important.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Cupid, I sent you something.
Hold on. Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. She can do that.
Okay.
Huh?
As you begin to brush out Iris's hair, you go along the sides, parting it, styling it how you've seen her wear it. And for the briefest of moments, you feel at the very ends of your brush, the texture of her scalp changes in places.
Interesting. And she'll just keep brushing.
Okay.
And after a bit, she'll have a matching pair of French braids. Well, I guess one of us should end up looking around to make sure nothing's coming. So, would you like if I did it?
All right, I'll tend to the fire, make sure everything's safe here.
Are you giving? Can I have advantage from you, Iris? Is that okay? Can I have advantage?
I suppose.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that is a good thing I had advantage. One of that was a nat one. I got luck, but damn. Okay. That could have been perception 16 plus 19.
19. Okay. As the two of you, as you finish up combing out Iris's hair, begin to look around. You can see Iris when you feel the brush hit those spots of your head. You kind of tense up. You wait. She doesn't pay any mind to it. And as the two of you begin to look out over the space, storm is creeping a little bit closer. May or may not hit where you guys are. But nothing out of the ordinary. No eerie music. You still hear fainter howls beginning to die down. As just ever so slightly, you'd see across the horizon a little bit of orange beginning to peak across the landscape. But nothing happens on your watch.
Okay. Who are we waking up next?
Liz and 6.
You seem to be building a good repertoire with 6, right? Sorry.
6? Yes.
Yes. Would you like to wake her up and I'll get the grumpy one?
Yeah, I think I overstepped my bounds last night, so
All right.
I'll go wake up 6.
All right.
And Iris will just softly touch 6's shoulder to just give her a soft shake.
Mm.
Okay.
6, I believe it is your turn.
Mm. She stirs a bit and kind of like wipes drool from her face.
She offers her water skin to her.
Thanks. Q hydrate.
Vale probably has like a feather or two that's fell out, right? They're like, wasn't those laying around from the excursion that happened from the beak shoving in tits?
No.
No.
If that was
Okay.
something, I'm only saying that because if you were looking for that, it would have been something to do at the beginning of it,
Okay,
beginning of your watch. But
Fair
maybe
enough.
next time.
So, I'll pass the skin back and just a creaky, like, get up. Like, look, for what she does, like, for her, working out is also limbering up for the morning. So yeah, she'll get up and kind of like take a bit, have a smoke. You know, that first morning smoke. There's nothing quite like it. Spend a few moments to actually like boot up a little bit before she'll start like her morning workout.
Ruby will poke her head in and just kind of like poke Liz's knee, like, Liz? Hello?
Liz is shirtless.
Liz?
You should probably have her do a perception check as well.
Okay.
Necklace.
I'll let you.
Gil didn't fuck me! Yay! I think it's a 3 for perception, right?
Oh.
Yep. 17.
17. Okay.
I'm sending her a blurry picture.
Okay.
Give me a moment while I get it pulled up. But Liz sort of stirs. That's a grumble you haven't heard.
But as Liz stirs, you kind of looking and peeking in, you see, for the briefest of moments, as she grumbles, grabs her shirt, you can see hanging from her neck seems to be a very simple, if not elegantly braided, rope necklace. What looks to be 2 rings on it. Before she throws on her shirt.
What are you doing in my tent?
I was waking you up for your watch. And then she'll drop the curtain and just go over to her bedroll and lay down.
She finishes getting dressed. There is a proverbial cloud.
Hmm.
And Liz goes over to the fire and just kind of flops down on a log.
I'm doing crunches with a cigarette at my lips. Like, this is.
All right, time to add to Liz's notes. Yay!
And yeah,
That's
it's
Before
like.
Iris lays.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
And in similar fashion to like Eliz's general gruffness, it's like I'm not necessarily dressed as in ready to go. Like it's basically down to like pants, untied boots, and binder. Like that's it. Like the gauze binder around the chest.
Liz is folding her jacket. She has not put it on just yet.
But before Iris goes to lay down, she stops in front of Liz and just bows to her, like bows her head and I'm sorry again. I won't do it again. And then just kind of walks away.
Liz offers no anything. I'm so sorry, Iris. This is not. Ugh.
I made her
feel bad.
mad.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
made
bad.
her mad.
you know, your front letters are gonna have a bad day. Just saying.
I made her mad.
Liz doesn't even really acknowledge that you spoke to her.
Old hands.
All right. She just waited a second, just in case, before just going near the stable and just leaning against it and just curling up back to sleep.
Here. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Just at the entrance, just kind of curl up against it.
Okay.
Baby.
Yeah. I like to think that like Liz and Six are aware of each other enough to know not to fuck with each other in the morning.
Okay.
And I think that there's probably like that silent respect. It's like, I won't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. I'll do my workout.
But
You have your coffee.
there's also a tension that Liz has. She's not even bothering to make coffee. She's just sitting there looking at the fire.
Yep. And I am just going about my workout.
Okay. Liz, as you sit and relax by the fire, just doing. You think back to the past. Think of that scrap of metal sitting in your knapsack in the tent. And out of habit, you reach for where it once hung. And you feel that necklace. You remember the events of the night and learning of Delvin's parents. And you reflect on what your mentor had told you, the beliefs, all the different determinations that culminate into your upbringing, all the training, all of that hard work didn't prepare you for what you had went through and what you're going through. I need a wisdom save from you. I think I'd asked you to get one.
I did one earlier. Yeah, I gave it to you. Is it the same one or another one?
Another one.
Another one? Okay.
Disadvantage given the events of the night.
Disadvantage. Great.
Yep.
As if I need it right now.
I'm sorry.
12. Wisdom?
12.
Yeah, 15. So 12 on the die.
Okay. And you don't glance over to 6. But you had heard whispers about the kiln. And knowing that prison is somewhere back in your history and how cooped up you felt being in the church. You think of everything. You think of GW. You think of the squire you would have had, your allies, the people you care about most, and you gaze deeply into the fire. And for the briefest of moments, that fire, in a way, breathes back a feeling of disappointment. And you shut down. Nothing too crazy, but you zone out. 6. Are you actively working on your stats at all, or are you just going through the routine?
Yeah, I could work on my strength.
Okay. Go ahead and give me just a strength roll. Straight strength.
Nah, just 13.
13.
And so
Yep.
it basically boils
Unfortunately,
down to just a regular workout.
yeah. You get through your routine, you get a good sweat going. The sun's now beginning to crest up over the horizon. But just to the north, that growing storm still moving closer. You go and sit next to Liz, and you're almost tempted to reach up, like, hey, maybe we should wake them up early. The storm's coming. And you recognize a look on Liz's face that you've had countless times. What do you? And you feel that warmth of the fire. What do you do?
I'm just gonna like pause before I actually like touch her. And she's going through it. I'll let her process. I'm just kind of share in the presence and gaze into the flames.
Okay. As you sit next to Liz, that familiar feelings emanating from her, you think back to the night, and you think back to the fight with the soloist and that vision of the jackal urging you to relax. But you know it wasn't him. It couldn't have been. As you revisit that night, staring into the flames, with the intense rumbling of the closing storm, the light from the flame, at least to you, begins to flicker opalescent again. I need a wisdom save.
Alright, that's a natural 5.
Oh.
All right. I need everybody to hush. No talking. No, everybody in the chat, try to refrain from redeems. I sent you a link, Angel. Can you go ahead and play it? Let me know when it's going.
And go.
As you look into the flames, you remember back to that night. It started off joyous, going to the circus with your family. Struck delirium. Dizzy had talked about it. You remember her winning a purple stuffed bunny that she named Hopper. And you think, one more job and we'll be out of here. We'll be able to live like this. And then there's that rumble of thunder, and your memories change to dizzy, stoked to the bone in rain, weeping. People in our house. You remember grabbing all the loot, all the stuff you had stolen from the warehouse, and you book it as hard as you can. Go back to the tavern. You tell Fingers to go get help. You tell Dizzy to stay. You'll come back for her. You hand her a flare gun so you can find her. You rush inside, trying to come to the aid of the jackal. And you are immediately met with the sensations of being pummeled senseless, almost to the brink of being knocked out. You remember waking up in a chair, tied with rope and chain. You remember Riker's body, and Shax's, bloodied, tortured, beaten to death in the corner. You remember Tyson being dragged away, screams of pain, a flash of light in his left eye, rolling out of the doorway on the second floor. You look back to the jackal, that cruel half-elven man standing next to him laughing before leaving. The jackal's bloodied, beaten. But there's that look of remain calm. It's going to be okay. And you fight that urge, try to grapple, rip out of the ropes, rip out of the chains. And then you hear a clink of metal. And you hear his last words. Look after Dizzy, before there was an explosion and a flash of white light. You remember waking up on the street, having fallen 10, 15 feet, freed from your restraints. The balcony had been strung by his neck, had snapped it, opalescent flames everywhere. And you hear Dizzy's voice. It finally worked. Did you see it? Look, look. But your response was to grab her, and next thing you hear is that crash of her body against the dumpster. You remember the sensations, punching her into the face, dislocating her jaw, taking that bag of loot, cracking it across the other side of her face. You're scattering into the flames. Hopper being knocked into the fire, igniting. You remember the sensation of her ribs cracking against your shin, cursing her name. All the anger focused in on her. And you remember trying to leave and running. And she's calling out to you, Ricky, please don't go, please, please. And as you turn, you remember a blow to the back of the head. You fall onto the ground. Your vision begins to blur into that white flame. And you remember seeing the boot of a scale guard standing over you. And that's where we're going to wrap the session.
Ooh.
I have two shout outs to give. One was from last session. The Soloist was a monster created by Dev the DM. Feel free to look them up on Tumblr. and the music that we had just had. You can find them. You can find Samuel Kim Music on YouTube. They offer a bunch of covers and renditions of popular music that can be used for backgrounds for your projects, so long as you give them a nod. And we will see you all next time.
Who else is gonna cry tonight?
Wow.
Not me, honestly.
See you next
All
Tuesday,
right.
guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow for Waifu Wednesday. Stick around because we are going to raid off. We are going to go and visit our homegirl Jeannie, and she's streaming right now. Yeah. Looks like she's playing the casting of Frank Stone. I don't know what that is, but we're going to find out.
It's a game that was made by the developers of Dead by Daylight.
Okay, well, that's what she's playing. So,
Well, that's gonna be fun.
yeah.
Oh.
So, with that, I hope you guys have a great
All
night.
right.
And I will see you tomorrow.
I stream. Love you.
Good night, guys.
Is it
Thanks.
Tuesday yet?
Yeah, right? Definitely. Holy shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Hello, Miss Cleo.
Yeti.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.